We're back at the MEO Rip Curl Portugal Pro presented by Corona. And this is the final heat of the opening round for the women. Defending champ Tatiana Weston-Webb out in the red jersey. In blue, we have Gabriela Bryan from the island of Kauai, and the Australian Macy Callaghan is out in white. I'm Kaipo along with Peter Mel. Last heat with Macy Callaghan. With Lakey Pearson going to the elimination round. Macy Callaghan up and riding just with one hit on the backhand, Pete. And that's going to start the scoring in this heat.
Excellent backhand for Macy Callaghan. All the way to a final in the French beach break. So I'd have to say comfortable in these types of waves. Has done well in Europe before.
And Macy got another left.
So again, on the backhand, quick hit up off the top. And rides out, so single maneuver there on a smaller wave. She was able to do that. She actually clinched her spot on that last event at Margaret River, which is always a bit of a stressor. So she would have felt that going into that cut event at Margaret River.
Here she is on the backhand, clears that white water into the open face for a nice carve. Setting up here, gets a little early to that section, and that wave just goes very full on the inside. Gabriela Bryan.
You get the opportunities of what you get, right? So this left looked like it was going to stay open. Just the redirective snap here, and then it goes into deeper water, so not a steep face.
On the other side of the peak, Tatiana Weston-Webb went right.
Yeah, so watch the rights. They can tend to move down a little bit. This one fattens up as well, but it does move into a shallow section, so it kind of gives you an extra end section.
This happened during that catch-up. This is a 2.73 for Macy Callaghan.
Smaller wave, just quick in succession with her maneuvers. She stays with it. And rattles off a few turns, but I think the size of the wave and the fact that they just didn't quite have those. As we take a look here at the set wave, straight into this first section and hammers it, right? And just one single maneuver, quickly done. You think about that, it's about the critical sections that you need to look for.
Tachi, catches the rail there as that wave kind of flattened out a little bit onto the shoulder. So we'll be waiting for that score for Gabriela Bryan and see how that's going to affect the standings in this.
Explaining about what they're going to do. Single maneuvers can score highly if they're done in critical sections.
All right, as Macy Callaghan kicks out there, we'll wait for that score. Let's catch up with the last heat winner, Courtney Conlon. Still can get you the number. Up and out for Gabriela Bryan.
Still plenty of time in this heat too. This is the last heat of the opening round. We will be heading into the elimination round very soon. A couple of heats at the end of the day. Even though we go and you look, it's to the minute, literally, but it can't be, because ultimately we all know how water moves. There we go, quick.
All right, well, let's get back to that interview with the last heat winner, Courtney Conlon.
Aiming for that rhythm.
Okay, so let's talk about Lisa Anderson and how she can inspire you in moments like this too, being, the pro that she is, the champ that she is, and what do you drag from her to yourself?
Well, Lisa, since I was a little girl, I've always looked up to her. Four-time world champion from the U.S., and
still lots of time. You think about 16 minutes on the clock, that's a lot of opportunities.
Here she goes. Looking down the line, glides through there, gets the board back under her feet after a little bit of weightlessness for Tatiana Weston-Webb. Here it is again.
Yeah, this is that style of turn. You just lip line, glide, and you carry a ton of speed through it, and ultimately hoping that you can get one more move. You look at, she just rides the lip line and then gets right over the top of her board to keep the speed going, and see her eyes down the line, all about trying to find another section there, but just didn't happen.
Tatiana Weston-Webb needs to take Gabriela Bryan's spot. 3.61 also would take Macy Callaghan's spot if Gabby's able to get that or more. Here she goes. Strong first turn. Little snap there. Check snap. Gets through a little flat section on the inside here. Nice rail work by Gabby. Having to hop through the connection, but does not make the ultimate connection to the inside shore break, but some quality turns there, not needing a big number, Pete.
And you can see right here, this wave, didn't have a whole lot on it, but she just lays that rail down. But that's it. This all work here that was just kind of setting up the inside, hoping that it was going to stand up, but it just never did. Busy work to a point, but again, just a number there that's not going to be gigantic. It may actually factor into her top two, but it's probably going to hold her in second. Right, we could have done the heat wins. Actually, no, it would have been a perfect tie, huh? Dang it.
It's okay. Yeah.
We can't break the tie.
No, we can't.
What do we do, though, if we can't break the tie with a heat win?
We'll deal with that math when we get a chance. Right now we're watching I'm sorry, this is a good time. We're watching.
I distracted you, sorry.
Completely. Macy Callaghan. S turning away on that left. She's currently in the lead. She needs a 3.77.
All right, on the lefts, I mean, obviously comfortable with the backhand. She does have a very solid backhand. So obviously knowing that that's a good strength of hers, she's been sticking to these lefts. A couple snaps there, no real critical sections. That's one thing about the lefts is that they kind of move straight towards the beach. And with that, sometimes a steep section will appear to it, but mostly the rights are going to give you that opportunity. As you watch the replay here, little hooking snap, but see how the wave wasn't real steep on the face, so not necessarily considered critical moves. Great flow, though, through these maneuvers. Yeah. And ultimately, I don't think it's even going to go into our top two.
No, it's a 2.7 for this replay that we're watching right here. So they don't change the lead. Oh, my goodness. Coming back to live action. And Tatiana Weston-Webb attacking the lip. And
she pulls that off. She turns the heat.
Play the game there. Work with nature, not against it. Tatiana Weston-Webb wants to work with nature on this right-hander. And nice carve to open up. Second turn for Weston-Webb. Third turn. Make it 4 for Tatiana, and the fist pump, as she should. She's going to turn the heat with that one.
So we'll see how it is in relation to the 3.77. And again, another whitewater on the face. So hard to dig that rail in with all those bubbles. 2 turns, but then this rhythm, snap, and straight up. So 4 solid moves there for Tatiana. It loaded up on the inside. It gave her the maneuvers there. She's going to turn the heat now. Needing that 4.27. She's going to move into second.
Gabriela Bryan wants to hang on to second. Powerful snap.
Needs a 4.27 to move into second. But Gabriela may have improved here. So these are down carve, and then just kind of a foam redirect. So not major number there.
Oh, Macy Callaghan on the backhand on a sizable left. Nice opening turn there. So the exchange from all 3 surfers is going to keep things mixed up here.
Yeah,
right toward the tail end of this heat.
Feels like all of these waves will factor in. Carrying a 3.77 is Macy Callaghan, so it feels like that could improve there. Let's take a look at this first here from Macy. Big backhand hook into the foam, redirects that board straight down after a nice steep section. Just the one maneuver.
Yeah, well, we got all 3 numbers are going to factor in. Live action here. Macy Callaghan this time going right, carving on the forehand. Long bottom turn, an aggressive snap, has to throw that board away, gets a little bit caught up on the outside rail, waiting for those numbers on the previous exchange, and see how that is going to shuffle out with the situation in this heat. Under 5 minutes on the countdown.
The computer screens, we take a look at this replay here. First section, nice. There's just a ton of speed in that maneuver, but just can't pull off this move. I mean, that was definitely a mistake. You pull that move off, she's going to get her best number and ultimately hold her spot in the top 2. As we watch the replay here, beautiful first snap. It's just unfortunate that she wasn't able to find the connection for the finish.
Well, good news for Macy Callaghan. We're coming out of this replay is her previous wave for the women. Here we go. Good looking left for Bryan. Off the bottom, swoops off the top. Nice control there. Little taper to the shoulder, so she's going to have to get just a cut back in. Needs to go against the grain just a little bit to stick with this one to the inside. She's going to make the connection onto the inside shore break. More opportunity in front of her. Finishes on the sand, Pete. Did she get it?
I don't think so.
Too much shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, we saw an example of it, the 4.97 from Tatiana Weston-Webb. It doesn't, you needed a critical section there. I just think it just wasn't quite there. Beautiful first look at it. You're like, oh, it's there. But look at, she had to kind of carve down there, not a critical section. And again, another carve across open face. And then you sit with it going, okay, she's going to make the connection. She's going to get something. But once she got to the shoreline, it was still pretty much too deep.
Yeah, yeah. And that was just tough. I mean, she's stuck with it throughout this. And we'll see, though. The number's still not in from the judge.
We're doing a quick reseed, so we'll take a moment before this elimination round.
There are the numbers. Callaghan, Weston-Webb on to the round of 16. Gabriela Bryan.